you guys doing? My name is Desiree McLeod from Critic Studio. Today we're at the Georgia World Congress Center, and I'm here with Miss Doll Avant. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Okay, why don't you tell us how you got your start in music?
I grew up in a musical family. So my mother and my father are both musicians. My dad is a singer-songwriter. He's a masterful keyboard player, organist, and my mom's a gospel singer. So they traveled around the country singing. They recorded with Stax Records. Years before I was born, my dad had a radio show in LA, and people know about gospel, James Cleveland and Andre Crouch. Those types of people were who they were. They're contemporaries. So it was kind of in my blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say sets you apart from other artists?
I think a couple things, well, certainly today's artists, is I tried to really give attention to vocals, like actually being able to sing, taking the craft of the talent of music seriously, as opposed to, just having a catchy song. Can we do both? You know what I mean? Like, why you gotta pick one or the other? So I tried to, kind of focus on what's good music, what makes a song that's going to speak to the listener as a songwriter, but also really paying homage to singers who really were vocalists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So your style seems to be R&B and up-tempo. What category would you want to be in? Would you say your music is in?
Well, I call it Doll Rock.
Okay.
That's what I call it. But it is considered R&B, but it's very soulful. There's a lot of pop going on, so stuff that you can dance to and things like that. So when people experience my music, they usually have two different elements going on. One is just the beat or the music. It's gonna make you move something.
Okay.
Your big toe and your left foot, something's gonna move. And then lyrically, when people actually listen to what's being said, they have an experience there as well.
Okay. Can you tell us about your new book, Boss Lady?
Yeah, Boss Lady is a magazine that I'm the publisher of, and I'm about to release the book, How to Be a Boss Lady. I just left having a conversation not too long ago. We were just talking about how do women, in positions of power, especially in the entertainment industry, when you're doing your own thing and kind of in charge of your own career, how do you kind of walk that fine line between, going too far in one way and not speaking up and standing up for yourself in the other way, and just finding that balance. That's what it means to be a boss lady.
Okay, I like it. So when you're not recording or performing, what is Doll Avant doing?
Well, she's probably involved in some kind of business deal somewhere, because everything that I do, is independent. Although we're releasing a single nationally in about 6 weeks, we'll have national radio and all that. But it's important to me to have always have money coming in from multiple streams of revenue, so it's not just the music, just one thing. I always have something going on. Yeah.
So you both being a Harvard grad student, which is a great accomplishment. How would you say that influences your music career?
I think on the business side, most importantly, because I've always been an artist and an actress even, but probably around age 16, 17, I realized that I did not want to give up control of my career to the record label or whoever was in charge. And so I started learning the business. And even when I was at Harvard, just learning and talking to people and going to the business school, talking to lawyers and whatnot to figure out how to kind of take control of that aspect of my career. And so I think that's really influenced the path that I've taken.
How do you deal with some disappointments you may have dealt with in the past in the music industry?
Well, I find my motivation kind of inside myself. Because people are going to always tell you something can't be done, or it's already been done, or they'll find a reason to tell you why you can't do something. So I always look within myself to find reasons why I can. Yeah.
Tell us more about Doll Rock and what were some of your major influences?
Doll Rock just kind of is the name of the album, but it's also the genre that I've created for myself. It's really a blend of R&B, soul, pop, hip hop. Some couple tracks you'll hear like blues influences. It's just really a plethora of musical influences. That's what you hear in my music, and I think that comes from my background because, like I said, my parents were gospel singers, so I was raised in that tradition, and the Hawkins and the Winans and people like that really influenced me. But then I was trained classically, so I was singing Italian and German arias and things like that, and that influenced my musical sensibilities and country music, like, and their attention to lyrics and and telling a story in a song that influenced the way that I write, as a songwriter. And so you just hear all of that, and I play the piano, whatever. So a lot of what I do is very soulful. So all of that kind of blends together and makes my sound.
Okay. What were 3 of your favorite songs off the album?
Masquerade is one of my favorite songs.
I love it too.
It kind of gets stuck in your head, and but even the message of the song is something that I think a lot of us experience. Really, what I tried to do as a songwriter on this album is to write about things that women might think or experience, but not necessarily say. So, we may have all had that feeling like I'm in this relationship and it's just, I'm here because I don't want to be by myself, but why am I really here? Well, why not find a way to express that? And so that's what that song was about. Another favorite on the album for me is Turquoise, Green and Blue. Most people call it Green and Blue, because it's just, again, talking about the feelings of a woman who's stuck in a relationship. She knows it's time to go, but she doesn't want to leave. And so that space in the middle doesn't get talked about a lot in songs. So I try to find ways to do things like that.
Okay. Who are some of the artists or producers that you would like to work with in the future?
Andre 3000. I have a song for you. Call me. He's one of my favorites from the hip hop side. And then I would love to work with actually Stevie Wonder and Quincy Jones. Like, I'm kind of old school, but they'll never be anybody greater than people like that to me. So.
And last but not least, in 5 years, where do you see Doll Avant?
Well, in 5 years, my brand will be pretty well known by that point. Like I said, I'm an actress, so from the movie side and from the music side, my books will have been bestsellers by then as well. And really, I'll be kind of able to focus on what my true heart is, which is helping young people. I have a foundation called the Yellow Brick Road Foundation, and we'll do a lot of work in cities in America, but also we'll be doing some work in Africa as well.
Okay. Yeah. So you focus on women empowerment?
Absolutely. I think it's important that women find their voice and use it to change the world. I think we can change the world.
So Critic Studio, thank you very much, and it was very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You're welcome.